What's up, guys? I just wanted to do a quick little honest review about the ESS G3 supercharger. Going to talk about price, install, and power. So first off, this is the G3 with the X trim impeller. It will run you a little bit more than the normal G3, and I also opted for the G4 intercooler just to get a little bit cooler IATs, and I do plan on making this a strip only car. I don't drive it much. It's mostly a garage queen. And on top of that, I opted for the FIC 1000 injectors. I believe they do give you an option on ESS's website to get ID 1050s. That might be the largest they go. I'm not entirely sure, but definitely check out their website for the most updated information, options, pricing, all that. That being said, out the door with the X trim impeller, G4 intercooler, FIC 1000s, did cost me about $7,800 after tax. And I'm here in Arizona, so I was able to just drive down there, pick it up from them. Super cool guys. They'll answer anything if you have any questions or whatnot. Install on this is pretty straightforward. I've never done a supercharger install, but I work on all my own cars. My previous car did all the suspension, whatever, just tons of stuff. So if you're mechanically inclined, you can install this. It took me about 7-8 hours to do on jacks somewhat, and just hopping between my daughter and doing this, installing this, it took me 7-8 hours. The math, so on the Pro chargers, I know the math is somewhere here on the side of the intercooler. That to me is kind of weird, but this one, routing goes here into the intercooler to the passenger side, out the little hole right there, and see that, into here, into this straight section, and this is where it houses the MAF. So you get a clean MAF signal for the tuners. I did go with Lund Racing because they are, in my opinion, the best tuners. Only tuner in the world to go 6s in the quarter, stock ECU. But it took me about 3 hours to get it tuned. 2.5 of those hours was me data logging the car, and within 5 to 10 minutes of me sending a data log to them, I had an updated tune file sent to me. Power, this thing drives like stock up to a certain point, and I'd say about 3,500-4,000 RPM, and then it just hooks like a freight train on crack. I am on E85, which is why I have a full return style fuel system fuel system. If you guys would like to see a video on that, review, maybe install procedure, just a quick overview, let me know. I'd be happy to do that. Jet going over by. Anyways, so ESS will give you tubing to route from the valve covers into here. I didn't want to do that. I do not want oil getting into the supercharger, getting into the intercooler, getting into the intake manifold and cylinders. That will lower your octane. I'm nobody. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. but that is why I got a UPR catch can. I'll try to link a picture in here right now, or insert it, of when I just changed the oil. Thing was just chock full of shit, and I changed my oil every 2,000 miles at most, and I think I only had maybe 1,900 miles on the oil before I changed it. And the reason I have to change it so often is because E85 will break down your oil a lot sooner than if you're on pump gas. And whenever I drain the oil, it just smells like straight ethanol. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. But yep, I do have just recently got a Ford Star D5 drag pack. If you guys would like to see a video on that, please let me know. Mostly a review on the ET Street Rs. I was a first-time buyer. I didn't know what to expect, and I couldn't really find any good videos for first-time buyers. It's mostly guys who have been in the drag scene or been on high-powered cars. So for oil, I use this liquid moly. Any 5-weight 50 motor oil, either Ford Motorcraft, Royal Purple, or the liquid moly, as you saw, is good. I just like liquid moly because I've used it in the past. It's great. And then it's like a neon, I don't think I have any new oil. It's like a neon green color. So whenever it kind of looks like that, if that color makes sense, looks identical to that. But then when it comes out, it gets all dark and kind of gross. God, that oil just reeks of ethanol. And it's super, I don't know if you guys can see that, but look at how dark that is. It's freaking nasty. That's about 1,900 miles after an oil change. So yeah, you're going to want to do oil changes more frequently just because you're asking more of the motor. You don't have to do this return style fuel system. I did that just because I know I'm gonna make this like a strip only car sooner or later. But you'll be just fine on a boost to pump gas. This is a 6-speed, so it's not as fast as the 10Rs. So I just didn't want 10R problems, asking so much out of the car. Not saying the MT82 is any better, but just my preference. It's a lot of fun to row my own gears. Trying to think of anything else. The tires, you will need sticky tires. Previously, I did have, I have them in here actually. Sorry, my garage is a freaking mess. I did have OEM GT350 wheels, as you can see. 305/35 rears, and they were good while I was NA, but as soon as I got boost, it just did not hook. Anything under like first or second gear, you could not ask much of it, just because those tires, Sport Cup 2s, they're not sticky enough. Yeah, these guys are great, freaking awesome. I'd check out the ET Street SS's if you daily drive your car and you're wanting to get more traction. I've heard those are great, but like I said, this car is mostly a garage queen. Hi, pup. Mostly a garage queen, so it just stays in the garage. And these tires probably aren't going to last long, but I'd rather the tires last long than end up pulling a Mustang and spinning the car out, eating a crowd, or flipping over in a ditch. But that about wraps it up. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Axel will do the next video for you. So yeah, if you guys would like to see a video of the Ford Innovations fuel system, the ET Street R's, I'd love to do that, help anyone out who's thinking about doing it, just see what to expect. So thank you guys for watching, and see you on the next one.